Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about some upcoming severe weather we're going to be talking about today, tomorrow, and the next day. We're going to be going through the risks, and then we're going to look at the simulated radar for each day individually. Now, before I get started with this video, though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. And for today's comment of the day, since we're on the topic of food, is a well-done steak acceptable? Is that acceptable? I don't know. I think a medium rare is the best, but let me know what you guys think in the comment down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. So let's get started. So first things first, we're looking at day one, categorical risk, and you know our categories probably if you watch this channel, but our lighter green is a general thunderstorm risk, meaning we could see some thunder. Really no severe weather is expected within those very light green shades. We have two areas with dark green, one down there for Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and a little bit of Louisiana as well. That's our marginal risk. We also have one of those up for the Ohio Valley and some of the mid-Atlantic states as well. And then we have a yellow within that one, and that's where we have a slight risk for severe weather, which slight is kind of misleading. Slight actually means we probably will see some severe weather scattered within this yellow area, so it can sound a little bit less severe than what it is really, and honestly, because in slight risks we do see a lot of severe weather. That's actually where we saw our Nashville tornado in a slight risk area, or Tennessee tornado. So bad things can happen in slight risks, and actually we do see a lot of severe weather typically within these. So we're about to move on. We're going to look at the individual risks, including wind, hail, and tornado risk, and then we'll get into the simulated radar for our day one outlook. So here's that wind outlook by percentages, and we can see in the green area we have 5% chance of damaging wind within 25 miles of a given location. Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama are included in that. And then we also see for the Ohio Valley and through the mid-Atlantic, we see that 5% area in the green. And then we have 15% chance of damaging wind within 25 miles of a given location within that yellow region. So that's probably why we have a slight risk there. Now to get into the hail outlook, it's basically the same areas, 5% in the green areas, then 15% chance within those yellow areas, except we have a hatched area that you might notice there for Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and a little bit into Pennsylvania as well. And that's where we're expecting the chance for significantly large hail within that region to be a pretty good chance for very large hail. So we're going to be on the lookout for that for those areas in Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and in through Pennsylvania. I think that includes Pittsburgh there. So we see a lot of big cities in this, including Detroit, a little bit of Chicago. I think I see Columbus there as well. So a lot of areas included in this. Very, very interesting. Now let's move on and take a look at that tornado risk. It's pretty slight, but we do see a 2% chance within that green area within 25 miles of a given location. And then we see 5% chance within that area in Michigan, Indiana, and a little bit of Ohio there as well. Very small area. We'll probably see a few tornadoes today. That's usually how this goes when we have a pretty large area with 2% and then a smaller area with 5%. I expect to see a handful of tornado reports come in. I would say anywhere from 1 to 5. All right, now we're about to move on, and we're going to start looking at that simulated radar for today, and then we'll take a look at day 2, which is going to be tomorrow, Wednesday the 8th. Alright, now here's our first frame on our radar, and this one's actually from earlier. So we were dealing with some thunderstorms in Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, generally for a few of these areas. And now we're going to move on, and this is actually going to be right around 12 p.m. today on April 7th, which is a Tuesday. And we're going to see some general thunderstorms around for Ohio. And again, these are the ones that could be causing some hail. For those areas that are expecting more and more hail, we do see a little bit of thunderstorms. Also some showers up there for Michigan. Now let's go ahead and move on. And this one's going to be a little bit more towards, I would say about 5 p.m. tonight, so around dinner time. And as you can see, those thunderstorms that were in Ohio are kind of going to move into northern Virginia. And also we're dealing with some thunderstorms down there for the deep south. We see Mississippi, Alabama getting some thunderstorms, as well as some isolated thunderstorms for the Carolinas, in through Tennessee as well. Very, very interesting stuff there. Let's go ahead and move on towards tonight. And this frame is going to be, I would say, around 10 p.m. tonight. Now we can see those really bad thunderstorms starting up for Michigan. Those are the ones that are going to potentially cause some tornadoes and large hail. So it's very dangerous because this might be an overnight event here today. So be on the lookout for all of this. Those bad thunderstorms are really going to make their way down to Ohio and Pennsylvania and generally cause some hail and tornadoes to be possible. All right, now we're about to move on towards day 2, so we're going to do the same thing. Look at the categorical risk, then we're going to look at that wind risk, hail risk, tornado risk, and then we'll go into the simulated radar. And then last but not least, we will get into day 3 as well in the same fashion. All right, so for day 2, here's our categorical risk. Again, we have a slight risk tomorrow. We also have some marginal risk for a lot of regions here. Texas up through portions of the Deep South, some areas there in kind of the Ohio Valley, and then in through the Mid-Atlantic. We all have a marginal risk, but it's in that yellow region where we have a slight risk, and that's where we're expecting the most severe weather to be possible for Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, southern Illinois, also northern Alabama and northern Mississippi as well. So let's go ahead and look at those individual risks here. So first things first, here's our wind outlook. And in the green, we have 5% chance within 25 miles of a given location. And then in the yellow, we have a 15% chance within 25 miles of a given location for damaging wind. Now let's look at that hail risk, and it's the same thing. Once again, 5% in the green, 15% in the yellow, but we have a hatched region for the second day in a row. Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, and a little bit of northern Mississippi as well, all expecting the chance for large damaging hail to be possible within that hatched region. Very, very interesting to see that pop up. Now here's our tornado risk, and we only have a 2% chance as of right now for this green region for Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Illinois, and then northern Mississippi and Alabama. That could go up to a 5. We'll have to keep an eye on that for sure. Now, let's get into that simulated radar. We're going to start things out early this morning, actually. This is actually about 1 a.m., and this is actually the continued thunderstorms that we were seeing for later today. We can see those move over into Ohio and in through Pennsylvania, and those are the ones that could cause some general tornadoes to be possible, isolated tornadoes, and then a lot of damaging hail also going to be possible with these. As we move towards about 4 a.m., you can see they move south through Pennsylvania, and then we're going to take a look at the Deep South here for the beginning of our Day 2 thunderstorms, the general Day 2 thunderstorms, and this is actually at about, I would say this is approximately 6 p.m. We have, I guess, isolated thunderstorms in kind of the mid-Atlantic regions there. But let's move towards about 2 a.m. that next morning. We see those really bad thunderstorms move through Arkansas. And these are the ones that are going to cause the chance for damaging hail, damaging wind, and maybe even some tornadoes as well. As we move towards approximately 5 a.m. on Thursday morning, this still counts as day 2 because it goes from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. We see that Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, all of these areas are still dealing with those very, very bad thunderstorms. And then as we move towards about, I'd say about 10 a.m., you can see those have really dispersed and we're really just dealing with some scattered thunderstorms in some different areas. Now, in just a moment, we're going to take a look at that day 3 risk, and then once again, we will take a look at that simulated radar, and then we will get into yesterday's comment of the day. All right, so here it is. We're only going to be dealing with a marginal risk for day 3, which again will be about Thursday in through maybe Friday, early morning, but for the most part, Thursday. And then we're going to be dealing with 2 areas of marginal risk, but really this could get upgraded to a slight. This is still 3 days out. We do see them upgrade these frequently, so it is possible that we do get upgraded to a slight. Keep that in mind. Just keep up to date with the general outlook here. Don't take 3 days out and then just take that as the end-all be-all. You want to really keep updating yourself and just taking a look at each day as they update these. You actually update these multiple times a day, so you might want to keep taking a look at it. You can get access to this at Pivotal Weather or from the Storm Prediction Center itself. It's up to you. But we have a marginal thunderstorm risk there for Texas, and then from Georgia up through portions of the Mid-Atlantic like North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, D.C., Delaware, southern New Jersey. Let's take a look at that simulated radar. We're only going to take a look at one frame here, but you can see that we are expecting a squall line to be possible. There's our big cool down up to the north looking very, very cold. But we could have a squall line out in front of it on a very, very strong cold front. It's going to be very warm Thursday. but we are expecting very, very cold air to come through later in the evening, possibly even overnight, and that could create a very strong cold front. I'm watching for that because this is a very extreme cold front potentially. Could be a very strong squall line with a lot of damaging wind. We're going to have to watch it very, very closely because we see situations like this cause widespread wind damage a lot of the time, this time of year, and even in the summertime sometimes. So we're going to have to watch it very, very closely. Now, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, is pineapple on pizza acceptable? And Raymond B said, definitely. I love ham and pineapple pizza. I agree. A lot of you seem to hate the idea of pineapple pizza. Please don't hate me, but I love pineapple and ham on a pizza. It's a Hawaiian pizza. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. So I'm not trying to hate on you guys that don't like it. I think that's perfectly fine, but I definitely do like it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.